What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well this afternoon. I just wanted to go over Bitcoin with you all. A lot of interesting developments have been happening. A lot of strange things. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of strange things have been kind of formulating, and I was kind of doubting my TA a little bit. Not gonna lie. But anyway, I'm gonna get into it. So really quick, I'm gonna start with the 1 hour today. Um, so this rising wedge pattern, the top side was not necessarily respected, and I mean, it's to be, said. I mean, there was a lot of bullish news over the past couple of days, frankly. There's this thing called the pi cycle bottom indicator that actually flashed. That usually just means it's a true market reversal, which is rather intriguing. Now, I'm still with the basis from my opinion that we are still in a macro bear market, and eventually we will test lower or maybe even come back down to these levels here at 17K or maybe even 16 to 15K. The 13.9K is becoming a little bit less legit in my opinion, but I still think over time, given maybe like in September or something like that, we'll come back and test these levels because we've just lost so many levels of support drastically. We've yet to test the 26, 27 range as true resistance. Yeah, as long as price is below basically 32K, 30, yeah, like basically 32.5K, yeah, we're still in a bear market. So, and this is rather fresh from a macro perspective. So, I love the euphoria. Like I love the fact that like people are kind of making a rally right now. But going back to it, this rising wedge is ultimately bearish. Now, the top side was not necessarily respected, but in the process of all of that, there was kind of this little mini rising wedge that has since played out already. Um, Now, price is below. Let me turn off these candles here. Price is below the 9 EMA. And resistance actually on my support resistance indicator flashed so close to the 23.8 mark, and that's where things started really hitting shit started really hitting the fan for the bulls. It did kind of create this like bearish engulfing candle. It was kind of creating this reversal candle here, this reversal candle pattern right here. Let me move this out of the way. It always pops up right where I'm drawing. But once that uh, reversal pattern played out, then it's just been, pretty much downside. Did have that like little relief pump on the hourly here. Whoops. Right on the hourly, but at the end of the day, the 9 has started becoming more so resistance. Now, usually, if this is a true rising wedge, when there's a fake out to the upside and then it breaks back to the downside, that's actually pretty bearish. So I don't necessarily think that this move is over. Going to the market cipher indicator here, I do see money flow starting to give out, and the momentum is actually starting to really show itself and play out. As you can see, now it's still green, but the momentum is leaving it crossed down on the 60 mark, and that's usually not really all that great if you are a bull. Also, the TSI did create this, as you can see. Let me shrink this, maximize this, zoom in so you can see, and here you go. Okay, so TSI created a bearish divergence. Right here. Roughly, yeah, right here. So when I saw that, and then I saw in conjunction with my resistance indicator, the yellow horizontal line up here, I have been expecting a dump, and yeah, it finally is playing out. See how long this is going to be? Not too sure. 22.1 was, interestingly enough, acted as little resistance for a little while, but then it broke through. Now, is this where we're going to come down and test it as support, or are we going to come all the way back down here to really kind of like turn this into um, an ascending broadening channel? Now, this ascending broadening channel pattern still has teeth, so to speak. It hasn't been invalidated just yet. Um, uh, I'm gonna go to my 1 hour indicators here. Yeah, so there's an expansion on the MACD downward, and we're kind of going parabolic to the downside. Usually, uh, yeah, these things kind of start escalating when the MACD crosses below the zero. So you were kind of seeing that. The TSI is pretty definitively curved to the downside. As long as price is below 23.9 on the 1 hour charts, we can expect continuation of the downside. And to be honest, it is, oops, click the wrong indicator. It is nowhere near the buy zone, which is down here. So from my perspective, I'm going to be bearish until I see a divergence, something like this, within the next couple of days. Now, given today is Wednesday, so we could just be see the beginning of this dumpage, frankly. Now I am a little concerned in regards to momentum here, because it is on the verge of breaking. Now, the slow moving average has not crossed this momentum line, so this isn't like a tell all be all kind of thing. Um, but I don't like seeing trends break like that. Um, but yeah, there's still time, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, there's still 4 minutes left. It's pretty definitive. Yeah, this is an interesting development that's going on. So yeah, we did have that bearish divergence on the TMA, and yeah, it crossed below the slow moving average. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing a back test. Like, you could argue that this is a back test, but um, yeah, I would like to see a lower high from this perspective. I mean, this is a little too low to kind of to really classify it as such. I wouldn't be surprised seeing something like this where it tests and then it starts going down again. So in regards to shorting, now financial advice, I would like to see a relief rally to then confirm this old support as resistance and then kind of initiate a short, because I think the shorts have already kind of played out at this point. I mean, there was already a 5.5% move to the downside. That's pretty generous, in my opinion, for the bears to give. Um, I did skip the MACD-X here. So the MACD-X has yet to even curve to the downside. So this is another indication for me that, yeah, we're still kind of in the beginning of a dump. But given the developments and the reaction of the current 1 hour candle, um, just I do expect to see price eventually come back to the 9 and the 21 EMA just to kind of like test it, to confirm it again a couple times maybe as support. And at those times, I would really feel comfortable opening up a short in my particular case, not financial advice. But anyway, let me see here. Going in on the RSI. Now the RSI has legitly created a divergence just like everything else. You had a high and then you had a low. And here you had a low, then you had a high. So uh, another divergence indication. Also, there was a breakdown from the bullish control zone, so we're back into the neutral zone. Usually when that happens, when when we go from bull to neutral, usually we go bear. So I don't think this bear move is over just yet. Now I do believe there will be a relief pump, but I wouldn't expect it to go over. I mean, 23.8 has already been back tested as resistance, so really I'm looking at maybe the 9 EMA or the 21 EMA, but either way, 1.5% to 1% pump from here, and then maybe a continuation to the downside. This support line has yet to be broken, so there could be just a nasty bullish reaction here, so that this is still considered support regardless of the case. And as you can see in regards to the reaction, it went close to it. Now we're getting some volatility, so entries are that much more important in regards to situations like this. So you'd be very, very careful if you do decide to take a move on this event. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit more zoomed out. I'm going to, go in from a zoomed in to zoomed out approach today. All right, so what do we got here on the 4 hour? So the 4 hour is showing something a little bit different here. So now it's not guaranteed that every pump to the upside has to tag this red zone. But as you can see, we kind of do have instances where price does actually make higher moves. At this time, it's not looking too hot given that the bears have been trying to push the price or at least slow momentum down. I think they're actually successfully doing so in my opinion. But at this time, there is an opportunity for the bulls to make another move to the upside, but it's becoming less and less. As you can see, like the parabolic moves to the upside have just been weakened. So you have like a low, you kind of have like a higher low, then you have a higher low, and then you have a slightly higher low. So as you can see, we're kind of going through a stagnation type of event. Usually when that happens, it happens kind of like this, but you can't necessarily assume the next move. You got to kind of watch it play out. But so far, um, there is a higher likelihood that we will eventually see a lower high on the TSI. And when I see a lower high, then a lower low, then it's just an easier trigger to pull, if you will, regarding the 4 hour. Now, what's really interesting on the MACD is we finally have money flow in the green. But as you can see, the momentum waves have been ridiculous. Look at this monster. Look at this behemoth. Like, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Like, we're talking years. Maybe, well, not years, maybe a year. It's been a year for sure. But I've seen these, but like reverse. Yeah, I've seen bear waves like this consistently. It's been a while since I've seen one of these waves, but like go in the bull favor. So this is pretty trippy. Look at this thing. What is that? That's wild. But at the end of the day, these do end up um, giving out, and as we're heading closer to the weekend, usually it's like Thursday or Friday. That's when the true reversal is kind of seen. So I feel like maybe some traders are front running that. Not too sure what's going on, but yeah, just like every wave, or just after every massive bull wave, there is a bear wave. And just the fact that, we saw 5% move to the downside when only, this played out. Um, yeah, that's kind of surprising in terms of effectiveness. So also, if you noticed on the money flow, it is already kind of curling down, so consolidation is to be taken more seriously when that's happening. Alrighty, let's go to 4 hour here. Okay, so the MACD has yet to fully confirm a sell signal, but as you can see, these bull moves have been kind of played out. Usually when you have like multiple scattered pumps like this, it just becomes even more likely for a bear wave to kind of commence. Also TSI on the 4 hour has also confirmed a move to the downside, which is as long as price continues below 23.793, then we can expect actual significant moves to the downside. So that's kind of playing out. Now we do have another sell signal here with a more sharper move to the downside. Yeah, so that's still in play. No bearish divergence at this time, but what as a bear, what if you're a bear, you like seeing these crosses to the downside outside of the bullish control zone, because that just means that there's a lot of inexperienced traders that are trapped in longs that unfortunately they could potentially get dumped on. So that is in the works, I believe. And also for the second time, the TMA has crossed above the overbought and it's now below it again. Now there hasn't been an official lower low at this time, so that's interesting to see. This could easily reverse and come back up, which kind of aligns with the TSI, because like I said before, the TSI, there's like an oversold zone here, which has yet to be tagged. It's really jagged, this particular move up after the 50, or I'm sorry, after the zero line cross. Um, but to see that is rather intriguing. Now, this TSI on the 4-hour has yet to cross, but if very close instances like this happen, I like to go to the 2-hour just to kind of front run and see what's the deal. And yeah, the 2-hour, which precedes the 4-hour, obviously, has had a confirmed cross. Yeah, this last candle close. So that's a little bit concerning for the bulls. Now let's go to some good news if you're a bull. I'm going to go to the daily chart here. Okay, so the daily chart is showing some interesting things. Now we did mention this. I did mention this with you all. The zero line, when the MACD touches the zero line, volatility ensues. And guess what's happening right now? We're seeing crazy 3%, 5% swings like on a half day basis, you know. Price dumped like how much? Like I'm gonna go to the I'm gonna go real quick, I'm gonna go to the 4-hour. Or the 1-hour. Yeah, it's a little bit more visible. Yeah, in 1 hour price dumped basically like 2.5% in an hour. That's crazy talk. Um, but yeah, since the top here, actually I didn't mention the candle top. Yeah, so it's actually 3% in a 2-hour span. That's crazy. And this is Bitcoin. Can you imagine altcoins? My God. But yeah, so we've had a swing of about like almost 6%, 5.77% in a day. So yeah, volatility is picking up. Now on the bull side, the bull case is yes, the MACD is crossing to the upside. But to what degree and to what extent? Like how far will this go? Will it get just rejected how it did around here and ultimately kind of just begin a new bear cycle? Or will this actually solidify support above the zero line and continue to the upside? That's something I'm keeping my eye on and really kind of zoning in on. Now, given the TSI is trying to cross the zero line on the TSI, which is a good sign. This is either a fake out or a parabolic move to the upside. Now, as long as price is above 20.967, 20.967, like I'm going to mark that down, 20.967. I don't know why I did 20.9. There you go. Yeah. So as long as price is above here, maybe I should turn that into a different color. I'll go with like a blue. As long as price is above this area, it's still heading up. But do you see how intense this move could be? Price could dump 9.9%. and still be bullish. Um, so yeah, this falling wedge could break, but as long as it's above 20.9, it's a go. We're still bullish, man. It's crazy, but that's just how crypto is. It's super volatile. All right. Um, yeah, from the daily perspective, this is looking pretty good. The slow moving average is finally trying to cross above the um, negative zone. There's still a lot of room for the bears to push the price down, but just the fact that it's becoming more and more hard for the bears to keep the price down. So that's interesting. Now the RSI has confirmed a 50 cross to the upside. I would like to see a consolidation. Um, like it's kind of stagnating the fast moving average. Um, and so even it's trying to now it's actually pointing to the downside a bit. But I wouldn't mind seeing something like this where yeah, it curves a little bit down, kind of goes a little negative for a few days and then kind of just like goes back up. That would be more healthy and more constructive to this overall move because it's just like up only. It's like the faster it pumps. One of my mentors, he actually has this like quote. It's like a fence built fast falls fast, right? It's just like poorly built. There's no real uh, nuance to the development. In this case, the development of the pump is just like up only. Usually, if it's just like a huge irrational pump to the upside, it's going to be stagnation after that, and then immediately fear, and it just creates a dump. And that's really how BART patterns work in this market. But yeah, I'd like to see some constructive developments. At this time, yeah, the um, TMA is showing something similar to the RSI, actually, to where, yeah, it has crossed a significant resistance point, but now that it's kind of like overextended, it would be constructive to see it come down a little bit and really find a new base, hopefully a higher low from the bullish perspective. If not, then yeah, we're kind of in for a reestablishment of a bearish trend. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it at that pretty much. Yeah, ideally, I would like to see price to come back up to these zones, really retest this as resistance once again. From there, yeah, I think from my opinion, not financial advice, but my perspective, yeah, I would feel way more comfortable opening up a short. Now, if there is a strong reaction, if indicators say something where there's like a divergence or a money flow is starting to look more green, around this zone, then yeah, I would either close out my short or maybe even open up a long to kind of get that pivot swing to this resistance line at like 23.8. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna call it quits today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Yeah, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends if you find this informative. Yeah, if you think my TA is full of shit, let me know. If you like my TA or you're learning stuff from my TA, yeah, let me know. Also, I am considering doing lives, so yeah, DM me or message on the comment section below, like what are the best times for you, because I really want to tailor this around like my slowly growing audience. So at the end of the day, like this is really for you guys. Like I want to like really give a viewpoint in the markets in regards to like what assets that you like and all that jazz. But yeah, anyway, have a great rest of the day. Thank you very much once again, and have a good day. Bye.